our guys fought tonight. They gave us a chance to win. I thought, in the fourth quarter, we might have passed up one or two threes, I think, in the quarter, but I thought we did a pretty good job letting it fly. Obviously, we missed a lot in the fourth. I don't know what we were from the three-point line, but they didn't go in. I thought they were all pretty good shots. We ended up scoring 15 points that quarter, and that's what hurt us. But again, I thought, we did a pretty good job trying to touch the paint and spray it. I know Trey had a wide open one off of Foxy touching the paint in the right corner or the right side of the floor, and we got to keep letting it go, especially when teams collapse like they do on the dribble drive, like Atlanta did tonight on the dribble drive. We lost Atlanta a little bit in transition game, and to get it outscored 18-7 is a little tough. But our guys, we have to do a better job as a unit of taking away our opponent's transition. They got a couple of really, really easy ones, mainly because we were running to our man and not not playing our rules. But a heck of a job by Keon. I mean, we've been on him about, hey, if you're open, let that thing go. And tonight, he let it go. Yeah, he's a good shooter. He shot, 40-something% from the three when he was in the G League. I even think last year he was around 40, and so we know he can shoot the basketball. And it was great to see him step into it and let it fly tonight. At the end of the game, we got what we wanted. We got a stop. We wanted to go so they wouldn't make subs and bring defensive guys in the game. And Atlanta made a good play.
Hey, Coach. Was part of the game plan tonight to try to make Trey more of a playmaker rather than him beating you with scoring? And if so, how do you feel like you guys did in executing?
Thank you. Yeah, we didn't want him coming in here and getting 30-something and the game be easy for them. We wanted to see if somebody else could beat us, and they made enough plays to make it happen. And like I said, if somebody were to tell me that it's going to be a 1-point game and you're going to only score 14 points in the fourth quarter, I think obviously you give Atlanta credit. I'm not trying to take anything away from them, but we're better than 15 points in the fourth quarter. So I thought our game plan was pretty good. I thought it came down to us missing a handful of shots in that fourth quarter that we normally knock down, because on the flip side, we held them to 20. So our defense was pretty good too in that fourth quarter. We just didn't knock down the shots that were given to us at a consistent level. We didn't even have to do it at a high level, but at a consistent level in that last quarter.
Mike, I think 3 minutes left in the fourth. They hit a three. Foxy gets the technical foul. Do you think that swung the game? Was that the changing effort in this one, do you think?
I don't know. It's hard too, because where I'm sitting, man, he's got a lot of bodies coming at him, and he's getting bumped. And you look at a guy like Trey Young, and maybe because Trey Young sells it real good. Trey Young really flops his head and flops his body. Does a heck of a job convincing the officials that he got hit, and that's why he's one of the league leaders in free throw attempts, and maybe Fox has to do a better job at that. I don't know, but when you're getting in the paint and you feel like you're getting hit and there's no call, it can be frustrating. And I was at the swinging point. I don't know, but still we got it to a one possession game. At the end of the day, and like I said, I thought we had some wide open looks that we just didn't knock down.
Coach, obviously, you guys are asking a lot out of Keegan, on both sides of the floor. But do you feel like he's getting the looks he should get, or do you think you got to figure out a way to get him some easier looks? I'm
going to always try to figure out, not just for Keegan, but for all of our guys, how to get them easier looks, you know. And but in the same breath, similar to Keon, you know, Keon's guy, if he's open, he's got to know he's open. He's got to let it fly. He caught the ball in the right corner, right in front of their bench, and he shot fake and drove it. And he had a small guy closing out to him, and he easy three to let it fly. And so all of our guys, I'm gonna continue to try to get them as easy looks as I can. But in the same breath, if you're open, you got to let it fly, you know. And like and I talked to him because we try to post him up some, and we went to him and he made the little hook. We tried to go back to him in the same play, and again, this is something we haven't done for him in the past. So he's got to learn. But we try to go back to him next play, and his defender rode him all the way outside the 3-point line. And so he's got to be able to sit down in his spot and ask for the ball, be strong with it, and we'll get it to him, and then he's got to go to work, you know. And so, again, all our guys, if you're open, let it fly. Don't shot fake and drive into the defense. And then if a play is called for you, you got to make sure that you get to your spot and you control your spot and get the ball.
Mike, did you talk to the officials at the end of the game about the potential of Dyson Daniels stepping out of bounds and what was going on there at the end?
No, I couldn't see it from where I am, but you know, obviously our video guys saw it, and it looked like there was 0.9 seconds on the clock. It looked like he stepped out of bounds, and so you know, it'd be one of those things in the last 2-minute reports. If he did step out of bounds, you know, obviously the league would say, "Oops, I'm sorry, you guys lost." But he stepped out of bounds, and if he didn't, then you know they were right. But I didn't see it until I watched the video, and like I said, it looked like he was on the line, but I don't know.
And there's no way to review, right?
What's that?
There's no way to ask for a review?
Well, because I think they just let the clock run, so there was no stoppage, and you know, so once the game is over, I think it's over. But again, from my vantage point, you know, because it was all the way down on the baseline, I couldn't see. Yeah.
Mike, some pretty significant swings in this game. That 22-6 start for Atlanta, falling behind by 16, then building up an 11-point lead. But focusing on that start, was Atlanta doing anything specifically out of the gate that gave you guys troubles, or was it an energy issue? What did you see in those first 4, 5, 6 minutes?
Yeah, I thought we were a little flat, you know, to start. And again, Matt, man, obviously, you know, you got to go back and watch it because you might feel one thing, and then sometimes when you watch a film, you see another thing. But again, I thought to start the game, we got some wide open looks, and I'm gonna probably get crushed for this, but even Lynn's when his feet are set. We want him, if his guys and Domas, we want him to let it fly. Now, I don't want A-Lin coming in and taking 6 threes, but it's early in the game. Capella was off him. He's open. Okay, go ahead and shoot the ball, and we'll see what happens. So, you know, Kevin got a couple of good looks, and the one thing that I thought we could have done better was early on was touch the paint and spray it a little bit better. But I felt that they played off of our misses, and we were a little sluggish, and then when we did miss, we didn't react quick enough or with enough pop to get stops at the other end of the floor. It was just like one of those things where they kept gaining confidence.
Aaron, what did you see on that final play of the game? And it looked like Dyson may have stepped out of bounds, but there was no call there at the end.
Refs didn't make a call. 2-minute reports are always funny, so can't do anything about it now.
When it comes to the refs, what was the conversations you were having with them and what they were saying to you specifically when you were looking for a call and not getting it?
I don't even know. But I got a delay a game because apparently I gave it to the wrong referee. So I said, okay, every time somebody gives the wrong ref the ball, call it delay a game. Now, I always know what ref the ball goes to, but let's not act like the right ref gets the ball. You get the ball, you throw it to the right ref, and you play the game. They call it a delay a game, but it is what it is.
Fox, that last play, I know it's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation with calling a timeout there versus letting it ride. From the player perspective with you and the pace you like to play with, how did you feel about not taking that timeout and just letting go?
Nah, down one, and we get a stop like that, and like you're going down in transition, semi-transition. I'd rather you not call a timeout. And, I mean, we've done it in the past, and I feel like we've had high success at it. Obviously, you're not gonna. It's not going to be nothing that you do is going to be successful all the time, because if we do call a timeout, then we missed, and everyone's oh, why weren't you playing transition? So we like our odds whenever we're able to get out in transition with that type of time left.
Darren, obviously not the result you guys wanted, but just as someone who sees the work that Keon puts behind the scenes, how good was it to see the kind of performance he had tonight?
Oh, it was great. I mean, even just looking over the course of his career, he's a 40% three-point shooter. I don't think people were giving him the credit that he deserves. I think, if we start winning at a high level, then I think guys or I guess national people will start to see. But, I mean, the way he shot the ball tonight was definitely incredible for us and kept us in the game. He had big moments for us, and then getting to the line down the stretch, he was big for us tonight.
Fox, just what did you see in that final play? Just can you take us through from your perspective what you saw?
Hands are part of the ball when it's convenient. So
Keon, congrats on a great game, bud.
appreciate it.
For you, what changed after that slow start for you guys? Do you feel like you're the what? Let me rephrase. After the slow start, what changed for you specifically in terms of trying to get your shot going?
I can't say really anything changed. I just know like when I got in there, just tried to attack every opportunity I had. Like if it's open shot, just take it. Just always try to make the aggressive play and just let the chips fall where they do. So just kind of try to go in and be aggressive.
Keon, even when you already had a handful of made threes, it seems like you were continuing to get a lot of space, or they were battling under on threes, especially when Fox was out there with you. Can you speak a little bit to, even when you have the hot hand, how this offense opens up space and opportunity for you to still get good looks?
Well, I think that just goes to the talent that we have on the floor. Like I think with the team we have, you're kind of gonna force like the role players to beat you. So if I make a couple of threes, I'm pretty sure they'll adjust a little bit. But I'm not like a Fox type of player where a teams will just double me or try to blitz me or anything. So they're gonna continue to try to see if I can keep it going. So I think Fox is still applying pressure where they have to really focus in on him, and he's creating the open looks. We still have other guys that you have to pay attention to. So, and then, the shots just come where they come from. So within the flow of the game. So, I think that's just how that ends up happening most of the time.
Keon, tonight you looked confident and ready every time the ball was passed to you. What is it that's kind of held you back a little bit this year? It seems like you've been a little bit hesitant to shoot those threes, and tonight, 9 of 15, you look like you're ready.
Probably a little bit of always trying to make the right play. Like sometimes the right play is just for you to just step in and shoot it, even if there is a guy open on the one more. So like I said, I just kind of, especially with the start we had, just try to come out there and every opportunity I have, just try to make the aggressive play instead of always trying to make the one more or whatever it is. So, but still trying to play the right way though.
Keon, what was just working against Trae Young tonight? Obviously, you guys turned him kind of into a playmaker. He gets a lot of assists, but obviously didn't take many shots tonight.
I think when he's out there and he is playmaking at the level that he was, I think that takes away his aggressiveness a little bit to score. I mean, I don't know what he went 1 for 7 shooting wise, but I mean he had 19 assists. So their role players did their thing, did their job. So if your guys are kind of rolling like that, I mean I think he's still a great enough player to find his teammates if they're rolling. So that takes a lot of pressure off him. So we didn't really have to worry about trying to stop him from scoring tonight. So. I think that's a good thing to look at, but I mean, their role players did kind of still have their impact on the game, so I think he just shifted to more of a playmaking role tonight.
Keon, obviously they're not going to be asking you to put up 30 a night when everybody comes back, but how important is it for you to stay aggressive in the way you were tonight?
I think it'll be huge. I mean, especially when everyone comes back. We know what type of talent we have on this team, so I think if you add in, half the shots that I made tonight, when everyone comes back, I think that just takes us to a whole another level as a team. So just try to keep that aggression and try to get in where I can.
Keon, Darren just told us that he's not really surprised by your shooting night tonight. And some of your teammates were caught on camera kind of celebrating you from the bench. Was there anything that your teammates were telling you during this hot stretch, or like Malik, any encouraging words?
Guys just kept saying let it fly. Same with the coaches, like, I think Kev told me during one timeout, like, that's the way, like, you have to hunt shots and, kind of step into it, just let it fly. Don't really think about, if you're feeling, especially at the point when you're feeling it a little bit, like, just continue to try to hunt shots or whatever. But, yeah, everybody just kept saying, just keep shooting it. So I think everyone kind of knew that I was on fire. So just didn't want me to kind of, okay, I hit whatever 3 threes or whatnot, try to kind of go out there and, pump fake the next one and try to, play make or whatever. They just wanted me to go out and try to be aggressive still.